I could drop below a certain threshold of sleep, and although I'd be awake more hours and I could sustain it, I would get less done because mental acuity would be affected. Yeah, PayPal has definitely, it hasn't moved much since from when it was bought by eBay. The long-term vision that it had for PayPal, or sort of finance, was, well, it sounds a bit strange, like to convert the financial system from a series of heterogeneous, insecure databases to one database. Well, not one database, but maybe there'd be like a few more. Money is just a number in a database. That's what it is. And it's primarily an information mechanism for labor allocation. And the current databases are not very efficient. There are these old legacy mainframes that don't talk to each other very well, have poor security, and only do batch processing once a day. Well, I think converted into more of a full-service financial institution, all the things that the consumer, you want to have like all the financial services that somebody needs in one place, seamlessly integrated together and easy to use. Really care about the consumer. I think a lot of banks don't seem to care that much about the customer. There's an opportunity to be a really good bank, effectively.
When it comes to being successful, one of the things that you're going to want to have to try to do is try to predict the future before the future's even here. And that's something that's incredibly challenging, but it is a high risk, high reward situation. Because if you do it correctly and you make it, you're going to be extremely proud of yourself and so excited about the gain that you've made. Because a lot of people are going to be betting against you and think whatever it is that you're saying is crazy. Great examples with Elon Musk and Bitcoin. Because you don't know what Bitcoin truly is, but Elon Musk is ready to go with it. So when you really believe in something, you should go all in no matter what other people say. Because you never know when the next big thing is going to happen, and it could be what you truly love and what you genuinely want to do. So you should make sure that you're always going all in whenever you have the opportunity, and never squander an opportunity no matter how big or how small it appears to be. Always make sure you're giving 100% of effort in anything that you do, because everybody is watching. So when people see you are always giving the best effort no matter how big or how small the task is, people are going to take note, and people will realize that they want you to do whatever they want you to do. Because when you start becoming needed and people want to have you working for them or with them, then you will become successful. And that is a great way to make sure that you're going to be able to do big things down the line.
There are transactions that are not within the bounds of the law, and there are obviously many laws in different countries, and normally cash is used for these transactions. But in order for illegal transactions to occur, the cash must also be used for legal transactions. You need an illegal to legal bridge. That's where crypto comes in. It can't be entirely dark, because otherwise how do you buy normal stuff? And cash these days is used just much rarer. It's hard, it's like increasingly difficult to use cash. Some places you can't use cash at all. There's a forcing function for transactions that are illegal, quasi-legal, and in some cases legal, but it's got to be both legal and illegal. It doesn't count otherwise. Otherwise you simply, it can't just be transactions within an illegal economy, because how do you buy food in a house or something? You must have a legal to illegal bridge. So what I see crypto as is effectively as a replacement for cash, but not as a replacement as a primary, I do not see crypto being the primary database. Now this is sometimes taken being like, I'm being judgmental about crypto, and it's actually, I think there's a lot of things that are illegal that shouldn't be illegal. I think there's definitely a philanthropic element, and I think in general, people want to do the right thing and they want to do what's good. The issue we have right now is that the rules fundamentally favor the bad outcome. So when you're fighting for the good outcome and it's an uphill battle, it's just slower. So with respect to climate change, it's just critical that the government is the setter of rules. The government decides what rules companies will play by. And if we currently have a system which massively incents bad behavior. So even if most people don't do the bad behavior, some people will still do the bad behavior. Money and prices are basically just an information mechanism. They're just basically, they tell you, money's mostly an information mechanism for labor allocation, and for and sort of tells companies what to do. So it's just critical. This is why it's so critical that action be taken at a government level, because the government is the one, they're setting the rules of the game, and it's just crazy to have the rules of the game favor a bad outcome.
There are many that I think there's like some entropic basis for this. Like there are many more ways to fail than to succeed. So you have to explore. Particularly like for a rocket, there's like 1,000 ways a thing can fail and like one way it can work. So you could have a lot of rocket failures to explore all the ways in which it could fail. But I do think that one great thing about Silicon Valley is that failure is not a big stigma. So it's like if you try hard and it doesn't work out, that's okay. Like you can learn from that and do another company, and it's not a big deal. And I think that's really one of the great things about Silicon Valley. I mean, I think it's like quite painful and difficult, honestly, and it feels terrible. But yeah, I mean, the company is sort of looking to me to rally them, and so I do. But I honestly feel super bad.
Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video, go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let us know what you thought down in that comment section down below.